Hello everyone, hope you're well. I'm down here at the beautiful West Head lookout on probably one of my last rides of 2015. I'm going to do a little compilation mashup video of my favourite bikes of 2015. This is my bike, if you haven't seen it before. I'm out here on my trusty CBR 500R. Let's get going. I was riding home the other day and had an idea for a video. I realised that I've ridden 8 different bikes this year. And I liked all of them for at least one reason. It got me thinking, might start an annual tradition. So every December, hopefully, I'm going to look back on the year that was and pick my favourite bike for the year. Nothing serious, just a bit of fun. The only criteria I'm going to have is I have to have ridden it for the first time that year. First bike I rode this year, Kawasaki Ninja 300. Unfortunately, don't have any footage of that because I didn't have a GoPro back then. But that was literally my first ride. Well, I'm not going to include the bike I did my license test on, a Dalium 125 something. So we'll stick to the first bike I rode on the road, Ninja 300. I hired it for the day and got off to a flying start. I dropped it in the car park. Just familiarising myself with the bike and just put it down. Better their bike than mine though, right? But after that, got my act together and took it out. And all I remember from that first ride was, I don't know if you guys remember when you started riding, but the sensation of speed is completely different when you first get on a bike. I thought I was flying along and I'd look down and I'd be doing half the speed limit. But you know, within a couple of hours, I started feeling very comfortable on the bike. It's an easy bike to get around. It's a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed that 24 hours with the Ninja 300. It really got me going, got me excited, made me want to go and look for my own bike. Which I did. So second bike I rode for the year was this one. My trusty old steed, the CBR 500R. I've ridden it here. I've ridden it here. And I've ridden it here. Come on, girlfriend. Yeah, there she goes. This is obviously the bike I've got the most exposure to. I've done about 5,000 kilometers on the bike this year. Well, I didn't get it until June, so I've done 5,000 kilometers in the second half of the year. But it's just all you could hope for in a first bike. It's been a lot of fun and just super reliable. Haven't had a single problem with it. The engine is lazy and super easy to use. Just spot on. The only thing I will say about the 500 is it's lacking a little bit of personality. It's very docile, very chilled out bike. Don't get me wrong, it builds speed all right, but it just doesn't quite have that character. I've since ridden a couple of other learner bikes that have really gotten me excited. And that's the only thing with this Honda, it doesn't quite do that. Otherwise, it's been a great year. Nice work, Mr. Honda. The third new bike I rode in 2015 was my girlfriend's little present, the CBR 250R. And what a pleasant surprise that was. Yeah, the power's not going to blow your wig off, but my God, as an introduction to motorcycling, It's hard to think of a better bike. I mean, that thing was dirt cheap. It's got 30,000 kilometers on it and it just keeps plugging away. It's got a fun, revvy little engine. It's super lightweight and it uses like no fuel. It is awesome. That's wide open throttle. Woo! Had a lot of fun on that bike this year, and I mean, if you just want an introduction to motorcycle riding and don't want to fork out a lot of money, the CBR 250R, it's a real motorcycle, just cheap. It's amazing. Fourth bike I rode in 2015, and this is when things started to get really interesting. Yamaha MT-07. Wow, what a bike. What feels like. Seriously, the combination of lightweight, torquey motor, short gearing, it just, you know how I was saying the Honda didn't really get me excited? Well, the Yamaha MT-07, that put a smile on my face. That was super cool, that bike. I just loved how flickable it felt. It's just super light. Like I was saying, that torque, it gives it that real oomph off the bottom. It feels a bit more grown up than the bikes I'd ridden before that. It was sort of next level. Something you could have fun on for a long time. You know, something that you're not going to get tired of. The fifth bike I rode in 2015 was the KTM RC 390. That was a bike I was pretty excited to ride. Heard a lot of good things about it, you know, very racy bike. And I did have a lot of fun on it. There's no doubt that that lightweight and that punchy single cylinder engine putting out about 45 horsepower, it's a recipe for fun. It is really fun. There was only two things I didn't like about the bike. The first one was the gear shift action. I mean, these Hondas, the gear shift feels so crisp and precise, and to me the shift on the KTM just felt vague and a bit sloppy, and I thought that was pretty average. The other thing I've struggled with was the physical dimensions of the bike, but I mean, that's no criticism of KTM, that's just my problem really. But yeah, it's something else that just kind of took away from the experience a little bit. So that leaves three more bikes that I rode in 2015, so I'll call these my top three. Third place, Ducati Monster 659. Wow, that was a lot of fun, man. That was really cool. I love the sound of that L-twin. Beautiful looking bike, and I mean, the suspension and brakes feel really good quality as well. It's an expensive bike for a learner, but I feel like you're getting some premium quality components. It's definitely again a bike that you could keep for a couple of years, and I really don't think you'd get bored with. That torquey motor that sounds great, good brakes and handling. It's a good recipe. The only thing that let it down, you'll see when I say this in the review, it doesn't have a fuel gauge, it doesn't have a gear indicator. I mean, the dash is about as basic as it could get. It's really basic. But I guess you don't buy a Ducati for the instrument cluster, do you? Nonetheless, a couple of little areas I think they could improve. Second place bike that I rode this year I reckon it was the Yamaha R3. I reckon if that had come on sale 6 months earlier, I would have bought that instead of this. To me, it's just the perfect learner bike. And where this is very capable but a little bit sterile, to me the R3 felt capable and exciting. It's got that cracking, revvy little engine. It's nice and light. It's got good quality brakes on it. The instrument cluster's really good. For the price it's at, I just couldn't fault it. I just thought it was absolutely spot on. Well done, Yamaha. And like I said in my review video, for that reason, I reckon they will sell tons of them. And Kawasaki, watch out, because the Ninja 300 has got a new competitor. So that leaves one more bike. My favourite bike of 2015. What was it? Triumph Street Triple for sure. That bike was an absolute peach. And this thing is a peach, man. You'll see it in my review video soon. I just had a ball on that bike. And similar to what I was saying about the Ducati, it's a premium price that you pay for that bike, but you're getting some premium components on it. The chassis, the brakes, the suspension are all pretty much Street Triple 675. The only area you're really missing out is the engine. But just the combination of the quality, the ride, and the sound of that engine. So here we go, just get a listen to this. Woohoo! Far out, yeah! Just barks at you. Oh, that would never get old. That is so sweet. Oh my god, I love this bike. It just got me excited. It was just a lot of fun and a really memorable ride. And I think, like I said in my review video, if you don't mind the asking price, what a gem. What a bike to have fun on. So there it is, folks. That's my 2015 roundup. I don't know if I'll be lucky enough to ride 8 new bikes every year, but 2015 was a good one. And like I said, hopefully I can start a little tradition. If you got any questions about any of the bikes I've just been talking about, just how they compare or anything, just drop a message below and I'll do my best to answer it.